You might be doing business with the right person, but if they are the wrong zodiac sign for you, that alone could be silently destroying your wealth day by day. In feng shui, the zodiac animal is not just a symbol of your birth year. It also carries a unique energy field that can either support or clash with others when combined. Some zodiac pairings, if accidentally placed in a conflicting relationship, can create energy imbalances that directly affect your finances, career, and overall flow in life. This becomes especially important in business partnerships, marriages, or even simply living under the same roof. If the zodiac signs are in conflict and the energies are incompatible, then no matter how hard you try, it becomes difficult to hold on to money. Harmony becomes fragile, and you may miss out on valuable opportunities without even realizing why. In today's video, we are going to explore the zodiac pairs that are more likely to clash when combined, silently blocking your prosperity, disrupting your luck, draining your finances, and making it much harder for your career to thrive. But before we begin, go ahead and leave a comment below with a positive affirmation that you want to manifest for yourself. Something like, "I am a magnet for abundance," or anything else your heart desires. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on practical feng shui tips and ancient spiritual rituals, all designed to help you attract wealth, dissolve misfortune, and live in greater harmony with the energy around you. And now, before we dive into which zodiac signs are more likely to clash when paired together, let's first take a moment to understand the underlying principle of energetic conflict in feng shui, so we can see why your zodiac sign can actually influence your fortune and destiny. In feng shui, each zodiac animal carries its own type of energy and vibrational frequency. When two zodiac signs come together, the interaction between their energies determines how harmonious or conflicted the relationship will be. If the energies are compatible, life tends to flow smoothly, and money often comes more easily. But if they fall into a state of energetic conflict, the energy fields become misaligned, creating imbalance and directly affecting your financial luck, career, and overall stability in life. This helps explain why some relationships, no matter how full of goodwill and effort, still end up feeling stuck, exhausting, and financially draining, even when no one can quite figure out why. The clashes between zodiac signs are defined by the principles of the 6 conflicts and the 6 harms, which refer to specific zodiac pairs that are naturally opposed in their energy, behavior, and direction. These pairs often show stark differences in their thinking, lifestyle, pace of action, and personal values. One may be cautious, the other impulsive. One is logical, the other emotional. One prefers security, while the other craves risk. When placed in the same relationship, these differences do not balance each other out. Instead, they tend to create friction in decision-making, especially when it comes to money, investments, or long-term planning. If these mismatches are not recognized early on, they quietly hold back financial growth and gradually weaken the overall energy of the relationship. Now, a zodiac clash does not always mean open conflict or visible arguments. Many times everything appears peaceful on the surface, but underneath, the energy is already disturbed. You might feel stuck working together, face repeated financial setbacks, or find that good opportunities keep slipping away for no clear reason. All signs of energetic misalignment. The energy field may be invisible, but it is very real. It shapes the rhythm and quality of our relationships. When two conflicting signs interact for a long period of time, that energetic imbalance builds up, disrupting the flow of wealth, blocking progress, and sometimes even leading to long-term consequences, both material and emotional. Understanding how these zodiac conflicts work is key to building and maintaining more stable, lasting relationships. It is not about avoiding people or judging them as right or wrong, but about learning how to balance, adapt, and align accordingly. Once you understand how energy flows between people, you can become more flexible in how you collaborate, divide responsibilities, and resolve conflict in smarter ways. In applied feng shui, this knowledge is not about superstition. It is a way to help people live in alignment with nature, choose the right people to walk with, and most importantly, protect their financial well-being, create stability, and support long-term growth in every area of life. Now that you understand the principle behind zodiac clashes, let's move on to the most important part: the specific zodiac pairings that are more likely to cause financial loss, block good fortune, and make it harder for money to stick around, so you can recognize them early and take action to harmonize the energy. Zodiac Pair 1: the Rat and the Horse. When two people with completely opposite life rhythms enter into a financial partnership or share the same living space, the biggest challenge is not love or intention. It is synchronization. People born in the year of the Rat are typically introverted, cautious, and like to plan things out carefully, especially when it comes to money. On the other hand, those born in the year of the Horse represent freedom, spontaneity, and risk-taking. They tend to follow their impulses and are not easily confined by limits. At first, these two energies might seem complementary. One brings control, the other drives momentum. But over time, the gap between them becomes a burden. One feels the other is reckless and too fast, while the other feels restricted and boxed in. It is not a loud, explosive conflict, but a quiet misalignment that slowly wears away collaboration and financial trust. In a shared financial life, whether it is managing a household budget or running a business, these differences do not usually lead to sudden breakdowns, but they subtly impact the flow of money. You may start noticing unexpected expenses, impulsive investment decisions, or a lack of transparency in how money is used. When there is no shared mindset about saving, one person worries about spending too much, while the other believes that money needs to circulate in order to grow. This lack of alignment leads to repeated delays or changes in financial planning, creating a sense of insecurity and poor control. Even with a stable income, money just does not seem to accumulate, and often this imbalance results in feeling stuck, like no matter how hard you try, progress never happens. The solution is not to change each other's personalities, but to restructure how you manage your shared life and money. Clearly defining roles, who tracks the cash flow, who makes decisions about growth, helps both sides feel more secure in working toward a common goal. Also, keep shared living or working spaces clean, minimal, and well organized. Avoid clutter because chaotic environments can trigger internal stress and make conflicts more noticeable. Add natural light, plants, or balancing elements like yellow quartz crystals, not just for beauty, but to promote calm and improve the emotional atmosphere. When both people are willing to take a step back and better understand how they operate, their differences stop being obstacles and instead become the foundation for a more stable, well-managed, and lasting financial flow. Zodiac Pair 2: the Ox and the Goat. The pairing of the ox and the goat often creates an underlying sense of disharmony right from the core. It is not because they openly clash, but because they hold very different value systems when it comes to life and material things. The ox stands for stability, practicality, and a preference for safety, always prioritizing a solid foundation. Meanwhile, the goat is emotional, intuitive, and highly influenced by the surrounding environment. One relies on clear logic, while the other follows feelings and inspiration. When these two energies come together in a financial or domestic relationship, the mismatch is not so much in actions, but in worldview. This leads to each person feeling unreadable to the other, especially when it comes to long-term financial decisions. In real life, this misalignment becomes most obvious during moments that require unity, like planning expenses, making investments, or saving for the future. The practical ox wants clarity, direction, and visible results. Meanwhile, the intuitive goat may change the plan halfway through due to a gut feeling, a sudden worry, or simply a desire to feel more at ease. These shifts make the ox feel there is no consistency, which leads to a breakdown in trust when it comes to handling money. As a result, even though both want the same good outcomes, it becomes hard to stay in sync. slowing down savings and leading to unsound financial choices. To balance these two very different approaches, a clear structure for money management is essential. Each person should handle a role that matches their strength. The practical one should take care of numbers and long-term plans, while the emotional one can contribute creativity, motivation, and help create a positive environment. Most importantly, there should be shared ground rules, not influenced by mood swings, such as spending limits, regular financial check-ins, and how to make big decisions together. Zodiac pair. 3. The tiger and the monkey. The conflict between the tiger and the monkey goes beyond personality. It lies deep in how each one defines their role in a relationship. Tigers are natural leaders, bold, decisive, and unafraid to charge forward in pursuit of shared goals. Monkeys, on the other hand, are symbols of agility, cleverness, and creative thinking. They dislike being controlled or boxed into fixed patterns. When these two meet, conflict does not usually start with loud arguments. It starts with a quiet sense of competition, each one wanting to do things their own way. One wants to lead, the other wants to maneuver freely. This makes collaboration difficult, especially when it comes to money, because neither wants to take the back seat. The tension between tigers and monkeys often shows up not in words, but in actions, like making financial decisions independently, without checking in. In business, investments, or even joint spending, this lack of mutual agreement can create cracks in trust. One person may feel the other is being impulsive and disrespectful of their leadership. Meanwhile, the other believes they are just being adaptive and finding faster solutions. If not addressed, this difference leads to a two people, two paths situation, both taking action, but not in alignment. As a result, money becomes hard to manage, easier to lose, and goals harder to reach. Despite both having strong individual capabilities, their potential gets wasted by a silent power struggle. To ease this tension, the key is to prevent both from making major financial decisions at the same time. Each should take a clearly defined role. One plans, the other executes. Also agree on a rule that any spending above a certain amount must be discussed beforehand. No solo decisions. If possible, design separate work or living zones so each person has their own space, reducing the feeling of being watched or controlled. Zodiac pair 4. The rabbit and the rooster. Between the rabbit and the rooster, there is a quiet kind of opposition. Not loud or dramatic, but often leading to a sense of incompatibility, especially when it comes to finances. People born in the year of the rabbit tend to be gentle, cautious, and refined. They prefer peace and are naturally inclined to preserve what they already have. On the other hand, those born in the year of the rooster are known for being decisive, logical, and results-driven. They are willing to spend if it means achieving their goals faster, sometimes even a bit aggressively. One fears running out, the other fears missing out. One wants to be certain before acting, while the other believes that opportunity waits for no one. Because of this, when these two join forces in business, manage shared finances, or even build a household together, their differing mindsets can easily lead to a situation where each person moves in a different direction, which throws their financial balance off course. In everyday life, the contrast between the rabbit and the rooster becomes clear. One is hesitant and careful, the other is bold and fast-acting. Rabbits tend to overthink every expense, weighing even the smallest details to avoid risk. Roosters, on the other hand, believe that overthinking stunts growth, so they are more willing to make bold investments or spend quickly if they believe there is a clear benefit. If there is no agreement from the start, this clash in spending styles does not just drain their shared budget, it also chips away at their mutual trust. One sees the other as too controlling, while the other feels their partner is reckless. From this difference in spending rhythms, their shared goals can suffer. Neither feels secure, letting the other take charge of financial decisions. The rabbit-rooster pairing tends to clash because of their dramatically different approaches to money. One wants to save, the other wants to act quickly. To avoid tension, the focus should not be on who holds the money or who spends it, but rather on establishing clear financial rules. How much can be spent each month, whether to set aside an emergency fund, and when large purchases are allowed. The one who spends fast must respect the plan. The one who worries too much should learn to ease up so they do not kill the other's enthusiasm. If they can strike this balance, their differences become an advantage, creating a natural system of checks and balances, making their finances both secure and flexible. Zodiac pair 5, the dragon and the dog. The relationship between the dragon and the dog often carries an undercurrent of opposition, even if neither has bad intentions. Dragons have the energy of big-picture thinkers, bold, assertive, and unwilling to be restricted. Meanwhile, dogs are calm, principled, and tend to view everything through a realistic lens. In fact, they can be skeptical when things seem unclear or overly ambitious. One wants to take charge, while the other maintains boundaries and stays alert. When these two share a living space or enter a financial partnership, their energies often create a sense of pressure, not from arguing, but because each person is naturally pulled in the opposite direction. One wants to move fast and take bold steps. The other wants to pause and verify. It can feel like a constant tug of war, where progress is slow and energy is stuck. The consequences of this clash are not always immediately visible in dollars. Instead, the shared financial energy feels blocked. Things stay unfinished, or promising projects stall. Even when the idea is good and conditions are right, they often hit a wall at the last minute, all because of their opposing ways of approaching problems. One wants to take a risk to create a breakthrough, while the other hesitates out of fear of loss and pushes to slow things down. Without understanding what is really happening, they may start to blame each other, calling one irresponsible, the other too rigid. Over time, this builds into quiet distrust. One feels the other is not aligned with their vision. The other feels they are not being respected. This silent tension does not explode, but it lingers, slowly eroding trust and financial harmony. For the dragon-dog pair, the solution is not to split up roles or divide control, but to create a shared environment, both physical and emotional, that allows space between their conflicting energies. They should avoid being too physically close throughout the day. In shared offices, for instance, their desks should not face each other directly. In family life, each person should have time alone to recharge and take care of personal tasks. These spaces are not just physical, they are a form of emotional respect. Zodiac pair 6, the snake and the pig. The relationship between the snake and the pig does not usually involve loud arguments or open conflict, but it carries a quiet kind of tension that is hard to spot unless you look closely. Snakes are known for being sharp, strategic thinkers who observe deeply, but they tend to be private and reserved. Pigs, on the other hand, are warm, open, and generous, both in attitude and in spending. One likes to stay in control of everything, while the other is more easygoing and rarely sweats the small stuff. When these two share a home or business, their differences create a misalignment in trust. One person always feels the need to be cautious. The other finds that kind of vigilance unnecessary and even uncomfortable. This mismatch rarely leads to direct fights, but it builds quiet emotional distance that becomes harder to bridge over time. The biggest financial impact between the snake and the pig does not lie in how they spend, but in how they manage control and trust over money. Snakes want to monitor every detail, double-checking everything. Pigs prefer to trust and delegate, and they often skip routine checks. When one controls and the other relaxes, if there is no agreement up front, their finances can easily fall into a gray area with little clarity. Expenses may go unnoticed, and mistakes might not be caught in time. No one is doing anything wrong on purpose, but because there is a lack of transparency and regular communication, losses can happen, and it becomes impossible to trace where the money went. That is why people in this pairing often feel like money just disappears, and they have no idea why. This weakens the sense of financial security in both working and living relationships. The snake-pig duo is prone to financial trouble because one needs everything to be crystal clear, while the other prefers to stay relaxed and not overthink things. The best way to find harmony is to build mutual trust through consistent behavior. If you agree on a spending rule, stick to it. Do not change the system day by day. Little habits, like giving a heads up before a big purchase, saving receipts, or reviewing the shared budget every week, may seem small, but they go a long way. They help the cautious one feel secure, while the laid-back one gradually becomes more disciplined. The key is to make financial discussions a natural part of daily life, not a source of stress or blame. We have just gone through the zodiac pairs that tend to clash when combined, often leading to financial losses and blocked fortune. But not all pairings are like that. In fact, some zodiac signs, when joined together, can create a special kind of harmony, attracting prosperity and opening doors to smooth opportunities, often without you even realizing it. First pair, the rat and the ox. The combination of a person born in the year of the rat and someone born in the year of the ox brings a strong sense of stability right from the beginning. Neither of them is flashy or loud, and they are not overly focused on outward appearances, but they share a natural alignment in how they think about money and life. Rats are usually quick-witted and opportunistic. They are good at spotting chances and making fast decisions. Oxen, on the other hand, are calm, steady, and never rush into things. One sees the direction ahead, while the other lays down the foundation to move forward safely. Because of this, when they team up in business or family finance, there is almost no gap between planning and execution. Every decision is carefully thought through, but never to the point of slowing things down. That is exactly what makes it easier for wealth to accumulate and prevents money from slipping away due to emotional or impulsive mistakes. What stands out most in rat-ox relationships is their sense of preservation. Money that comes in is not easily wasted. One partner is cautious with spending, while the other is always thinking of smart ways to keep the money moving and growing. They are not reckless, but they also do not let money sit still. Under their control, cash flow tends to be strategic and well-directed. Rats are good at identifying the right moment to act, and oxen are excellent at keeping things steady, avoiding those boom and bust cycles. One is like the steering wheel, and the other is the engine. Together, they move toward their goals without needing to fight for control. This natural sense of trust creates a financial environment that is secure, easy to build upon, and rarely disrupted by outside forces. Unlike many other pairings that struggle due to different life rhythms, rat and ox rarely fall into serious conflict. If they do have disagreements, they tend to adjust or take a step back in order to protect overall stability. This is key, because when it comes to long-term financial success, sustainability matters more than speed. This duo is ideal for slow and steady investments, long-term savings, or growing a business step by step. They do not need to chase huge ambitions. As long as they stay consistent and on track, wealth will naturally build over time. Their gentle but effective balance allows them not only to retain money, but to feel at peace while walking that path together. In today's unstable world, a partnership where both people know how to protect their shared results without negativity or waste is the strongest possible foundation for long-term prosperity. Second pair, the tiger and the pig. The pairing of the tiger and the pig brings a valuable kind of complementary energy, something that feels especially needed in modern life. One is strong, the other is gentle. One is action-driven, the other is intuitive and grounding. Tigers are natural pioneers, bold, intense, and not afraid to take risks or face challenges head-on. Pigs, meanwhile, are calm, kind-hearted, and rarely in a hurry. They avoid unnecessary conflict and tend to live with a sense of warmth and kindness. When these two come together, whether in business partnerships, collaborative projects, or family financial planning, their differences do not create friction. Instead, they form a beautiful kind of balance. The tiger can take bold steps and lead the way, while the pig acts as the stabilizer, guarding the rear and ensuring that money does not leak away due to reckless decisions. Interestingly, this pairing tends to attract good fortune in financial opportunities, not necessarily because they are more skilled than others, but because they maintain the right mindset and act at the right moment. Tigers are always looking ahead, exploring new paths, and embracing growth. Pigs, thanks to their gentle and accepting nature, naturally attract supportive people, trusted allies, and safe opportunities. This mutual reinforcement means they rarely miss out on good timing. Tigers point out the direction, and pigs help smooth out social interactions and avoid unnecessary friction in business dealings. When they work toward the same goal, their harmony between logic and emotion becomes a powerful bridge to success. The tiger-pig combo is especially suited for those who want to build a financial foundation that is both stable and flexible, not overly rigid, but also not careless. Tigers push forward so things do not stall, and pigs know when to slow down and reduce risk before something breaks. This balance helps them protect their assets and take calculated risks when needed, resulting in sustainable growth. In family life, this duo often creates a feeling of emotional security and financial peace. Their finances may not always skyrocket, but they also rarely fall into long-term shortages. That kind of steady flow becomes their strength, keeping them grounded no matter what is happening in the market or workplace. Third pair, the rabbit and the dragon. The combination of the rabbit and the dragon may not appear as intense or dramatic as some other pairings, but beneath the surface, it quietly creates a beautifully harmonious rhythm in life. People born in the year of the rabbit tend to be introspective, gentle, and prefer safety in every step they take. Dragons, on the other hand, are bold, confident, and always looking outward, eager to expand their world. Although their personalities express themselves in very different ways, they share one profound value: the pursuit of long-term stability. Neither of them thrives in chaos. Neither wants to live in a state of uncertainty. Because of that, when they come together, they naturally avoid conflict and instead look for ways to create a life that satisfies both of their needs. This shared vision becomes the foundation for a stable financial life, not necessarily one of extreme wealth, but one that feels secure, clean, and pressure-free. Unlike many pairs that struggle between logic and emotion, the rabbit and the dragon meet at a surprising point. Both of them are easily moved when they see the other putting in effort. This creates a quiet yet powerful form of encouragement. When the dragon pursues big goals, they may sometimes struggle with endurance or emotional challenges. In those moments, the calm and gentle presence of the rabbit becomes a strong emotional anchor. In reverse, when the rabbit finds themselves stuck in fear or hesitation, the strength and confidence of the dragon helps pull them out of their comfort zone, naturally and without pressure. This is more than just a financial pairing. It is a form of healing companionship, where each person helps the other overcome personal weaknesses, becoming more whole in the process. On a practical level, this zodiac duo is ideal for those seeking a long-term partner, someone to not only share financial responsibilities, but also life values. Both prefer simplicity, and they appreciate meaningful growth over showy success. They tend to live modestly, spend wisely, and avoid unnecessary extravagance, always saving for what truly matters. When rabbits and dragons sit down to plan, whether it is buying a home, making a small investment, or simply managing family expenses, they do not follow trends. They choose carefully, thoughtfully, and based on what is right for their real situation. We have just taken a fascinating journey together, exploring the combinations of the 12 zodiac animals, Along the way, we discovered that some pairings, though seemingly ordinary, can quietly block financial flow. And some pairs, though they appear to be complete opposites, turn out to be unexpected blessings for one another. Sometimes money does not slip away because we spend it wrong, but because the energy around us is out of balance. And sometimes good fortune does not come from working harder. It comes from choosing the right person to walk beside us. Feng shui is not superstition. It is the art of observing and adjusting. When we understand who we are connecting with, what kind of environment we are in, and who we are sharing our financial life with, we can begin to make wiser decisions. It is not about avoiding or running away from zodiac conflicts. It is about understanding how to adjust, when to create space, and how to set clear boundaries. That is how applied feng shui helps life become smoother, less risky, and allows wealth to flow more freely. Before you go, leave a comment below with a positive affirmation, something like, "I am ready to open the door to abundance and new opportunities in my life." And do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so we can continue this journey together, exploring practical feng shui and ancient spiritual rituals that can help your family stay peaceful, stay united, and become more prosperous with every passing day.